Hi soulmates, welcome to another interesting tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to draft the Dartless transparent corset. So if this is what you're interested in, please stay back. I already drafted my pattern, my basic pattern. So the next thing we'll be doing is to get our shoulder dart. You place your tape on your shoulder and get the midpoint of your shoulder. After doing that, you are going to join that point to your bust point. You're just going to join and draw a straight line, just like the way I am doing. So after getting the shoulder dart, the next thing we'll be doing is to get the side dart on the bust point. So to get the side dart on the bust point, you're going to be minusing your shoulder to waist measurement on the front from that of the back. So yeah, what I got for mine was 1. So from on the bust point, I went down by 1 inches. So you're just going to go down, you place your tape on the bust point and go down by 1 inch. Then you are going to be joining that point to the point from your nipple to nipple on your bust point. You are going to place your ruler just like the way I am placing mine to get the side dart on the bust. So I'm just going to go ahead, and the next thing we are going to do is to do our bust tightening, under bust tightening. So your under bust tightening, you are going to be removing 1.5. You divide the 1.5 and put the quarter on the center, and then another quarter on the side of your under bust. So after putting out the points that way, you are just going to rule it down from your under bust. You're just going from that point, you just rule it down to your blouse length. Yeah, you're going to rule it down on both sides. So after ruling it on both sides, the next thing we are going to do is to join the point to the point on the bust point. You're going to use your curve, just like the way I'm placing the curve from the bust to the under bust. You're just going to join it like this to get that. So after doing that, we are going to get our chest length. So you are going to go up from your bust point by 3 inches. You just go up by 3 inches to get your chest point for your corset. You are going to put it all through till your under to your armhole. So after doing that, the next thing we are going to do is to close our side dart. And to close your side dart, you have to open your shoulder dart, but make sure as you are opening the shoulder dart, it should not touch the bust point. Just cut it close to the bust point, but don't go very close to the bust point. So I'll just extend the dart of my side dart. I'm just going to extend the length so that I can cut through properly. After extending it, I'm going to be cutting through from the angle you see me cutting. That is where you are going to cut through, right? You're just going to cut through. Make sure you do not near that nipple to nipple point. Do not cut it. After doing that, you're just going to close it up. Just take a look at what I am doing. That is the same thing you are going to do. You're just going to close it up like this, and then you'll be using a sellotape to secure it in place. Make sure to sellotape it down properly so that it does not shift at all. So after doing that, the next thing we are going to be doing is to determine the distance between our two cups. So from your bust point, you are going to go up by 1 inch and then come in by 0.5 inch. To determine the distance between our two cups, you go up by 1 inch and then come down by 0.5 inch. So after doing that, you are just going to be placing your curve just like the way you see me placing it. Do not place it in a slanty way. Put it in a very curvy way so that the cup will be able to accommodate your bust. So after doing that, I'm just going to join from that 1 inch I went up by. I'm just going to connect it to the 3 inches I went up by for the chest length. Hope you are understanding what I'm doing. After that, on the side, we try to get the cup of the side cup. So to get the side cup, you are going to be placing your nipple to nipple measurement from the half of your bust, just like the way I'm doing, and then you are going to join the point from the under bust to that 4 inches that you marked. You divide your nipple to nipple by 2. So what I have was 4 inches, because for this particular dress, the nipple to nipple for this client is 8 inches, so divided by 2 is 4 inches. So you are just going to connect the points together, and then you are going to connect that 3 inches. You are going to make a curve around that 3 inches we marked initially. So after doing that, the next thing we'll do is our upper bust tightening. So on the center, we are taking in 1 inch for the dart, and on the side we are taking in half an inch. Do you get 1 inch on the center piece and half an inch on the side piece? So you are going to be putting your ruler like this to meet the bust point. Yes, you're going to be putting your ruler to meet the bust point on each side of your pattern paper. So after doing that, I'm just going to be marking it so that you know that I'm cutting out the dart. So after doing that, we are just going to be placing our round measurement. So I'm putting my actual measurement, my bust measurement. I'm going to be checking how many I took out for the dart, and I'll replace the dart at the side. Make sure to replace your dart. Measure how many you took from your dart and then replace it. It is very important so that you do not get an undersized dress. Make sure to replace anything you took for your dart, you replace it back. So that is what I am doing here. I'm taking out the measurement and putting out my round measurement, and then adding the dart I took initially. But I will not be adding any allowance here. I'm going to be putting my allowance on my fabric. So this is just my normal measurement without allowance. So I went ahead to join the points together, and then I used my curve to join the waist to the hip to give it that fine hipsy shape, as you can see. So after doing that, I want to give the downside of my blouse a little curve, so I'll be going up by 1.5 inches on the side of the hip, and then I'll be using my curve from that 1.5 inches. I'm just going to be using it to draw it, to take it down to the other side of my pattern paper. So after doing that, we are just going to cut. But before cutting, as a beginner, you make sure to always check if your measurement was placed down properly, your round measurement. It is always very important to cross check so that you do not have any mistakes and you have to draft again. So that is what I am doing. I noticed that I did not check. I just wanted to check one last time to see if everything was in place, and yes, it was in place. So I went ahead to continue my. So if you are yet to subscribe, if you've watched this video to this point and you find this video interesting, please do not forget to like, share, drop your comments. If there is any confusion, if you are confused at any point of the drafting, please ask your questions, and always check by our channel for informative and trendy styles tutorial, because this channel is packed with good tutorials that you'll be able to understand properly even if you are a beginner. So do not forget to share with your colleagues that are looking for a run-to place for good tutorials. Yes guys, so I just cut out the cups. So I'm indicating on the paper to show where the 2 cups will be meeting. So in case you'll be confused, you just mark out that arrow, just like the way you saw on the paper. You mark the arrow pointing at the direction it is going to be joining to. I'll I'll throw more light on that in the part 2 of this tutorial. So after doing that, the next thing we are going to be doing is to form the dartless corset piece. So your two piece, you are going to be joining it together like this with a sellotape. That is your center piece and your side piece. You put them in place just like the way I am doing, and then you sellotape it down. This is how you get your dartless corset. But if you want to have that joining, you can just decide to cut it direct on your fabric without joining the two piece together. But for this tutorial, I will be joining the two piece, the center piece and the side piece together, because it is a dartless corset tutorial that I am doing. So I will just join it together, and then after joining it together, I'm going to be using the front piece to cut the back piece. So there'll be no need to add any dart at the back piece because we already removed all our dart on the front piece. So you just go straight ahead without stress. No need to draft. Just place your front piece on a fresh paper, just like the way I am doing. And after doing that, you're just going to trace the lines of your front piece on the fresh paper that you have. So make sure to join it, trace it properly. Make sure not to make any mistakes. So after tracing it, I am going to be cutting it out. So be very careful so that you do not tamper with your front piece. Just go gently and cut the back piece, just like the way exactly how I am doing it is how you are going to do it. Just in case you are confused and you don't understand what I am saying, just look at the video very well and see what I am doing. So after tracing it out and cutting the back piece like this, I'm going to be going down from the armhole side by half an inch in a slanty manner like this, because the back is not straight. So that is why I am slanting it like that. So after doing that, I did not add any zipper allowance because corsets do not have zipper allowance. So apart from that, I'll still be taking out 1 inch from the center of our back piece. I'll be taking out 1 inch so that when you are lacing, it can lace properly, it can hold very firm. That is the reason why I am taking out the 1 inch. So after taking out that 1 inch, I'm just going to cut it. But before cutting it, I'm just going to be drawing that circle to show you that there is an eyelet on that side. There's nothing really special about that. It's just to show you that there's an eyelet on that side. So after indicating, the next thing I will do is to cut out the 1 inch I marked. So that is all. We've gotten our back piece and our front piece and our 2 cups. So in the next part, that is in the part 2, I will be showing you in details how to join the cups together, how to join the back and front. So bye.